Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. You're welcome to the NZ Boss Hour of Power with your host, Brown Sugar Premium Grass-Fed Kiwi Beef NZ Boss, aka Shane Hunter. And you know who I am, DJ Big Wig. Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for having me as your guest today, bro. Man, I must applaud that introduction. Man, that was some powerful shit right there, brother. I'm proud of you.
That was 3 scoops of pre-workout to get that out of my mouth, man. So I'm glad you appreciated that.
Oh, man. You know, I'm all about progression, bro. So seeing you progress from AM radio station disc jockey to, you know, like a heavyweight title fight ring presenter, I'm proud of you. Brought a tear to my eye.
Man, I'm glad that happened. It's coming out of your eye.
What are you doing over there?
Thank you, man.
Your tuna and rice cakes ready or saying, well, what are you doing?
They're always ready. My tuna and rice cakes are already ready. They're in my pocket. They're in my bum bag, my fanny pack. You never know when you need them.
How's life now that you've 50 grams of carbs a day? Are you feeling a lot more energetic?
Man, I feel like I'm running on adrenaline 24/7. Usually I'm on like 20 grams all day. Now I'm on 50. And man, it's just a whole different ball game.
Lovely, bro. Lovely.
Man, stop trying to take the attention off of you. The real attention is that you're turning 40 in a few weeks. Isn't that right, little buddy?
That's a rumor. But I had a discussion with my wife, Odette Hunter, aka NSNZ_boss lady on the gram. And she tends to think that I'm still 39 and I'm not actually turning 40 until June 2019. So we've got a bit of research to do in the birth certificate offices of New Zealand. So yeah, could just be a rumor, mate.
Mate, I reckon you're running off your sales calculator. That's a little bit dodgy. Throw that out the window and start running off the calendar that everyone else runs off your smartphone. Nah,
definitely turning 40 in a few weeks, brother.
How do you feel about that, man?
I feel on top of the world. I'm embracing the greys and the wrinkles, you know, Botox free. I'm more natty. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have like a funeral insurance policy in place?
Yeah, I've increased all of that recently. It's funny. I don't know. It's a funny point in your life until you turn 40 or you're about to turn 40. It's only the experience can tell. So, yeah, it's the first time I've actually felt old in my life so far to date. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Most of it's self-inflicted, man. I remember turning 44 years ago and freaking out. Then after about 6 months, was like, what the fuck was that all about? There's no changes. If anything, I feel better, and it's what you make of it. It's no real big deal. But yeah, I just got to find ways to rub it in, man.
Nah, I'm taking it all, bro. I remember when Danny turned 40 and you and me smashed him to pieces, and then you turned 40 and we turned it up on you. So now I'm welcoming the banter, bro. It's all good. But I think I like to think that I'm a young 40 compared to, you know, 40 in today is like the 30s, you know, not that long ago. Like I don't feel that 40 is old. I'm feeling the best I've ever felt. I look the best I've ever looked sometimes. You know, we're in a good place in life as a family with my wife and in business. So it's all good, bro. Only onwards and upwards from here.
I'm glad you can find some positive in that. It's really good to hear, man. So happy birthday in case you don't get my card again this year.
Yeah, haven't had one in the last 15 years, bro. So
I remember my 40th, you sent me some shoes, and they were like one of the first series of LeBron James. I forget which ones were they. Do you remember which ones they were? But they looked like space suit shoes, and every time I wore it, people were like, what are those? Are they NASA shoes?
I was like, man, the bro's turning 40, man. He's lost all of his hair. He ain't as jacked as he used to be. the least I can do is get him a pair of fucking LeBron James and pimp his swag up a little bit. So that's where that came from, bro. Starting from the ground up, you know.
Yeah, they're pretty badass. What model were they? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't even remember. They were the hottest ones at the time. I remember I sent them to you and you rang me up and you were like, "I got your gift, mate." And then I was like, "This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why.
I remember going online and the bling ones. I think they were silver and gold. Were like $400 or $500, and then the ones you got me were like $100. Thanks for that, mate.
Good one, mate. They were over $300. Those bad boys.
Wow.
And you go, thanks for the shoes, bro. What are they? I go, LeBron James. You go, cool. They're my new lawn mowing shoes.
It's true,
story.
man. They came back out of the lawn mowing stash once I found out what they were. They're pretty sick. Anyway,
well, I remember Danny bought you that white Lonsdale jacket for one of your birthdays. That was probably in 2006, and I see you do a lot of maintenance, repair work around the house, painting and such with that on, and you're mowing the lawns and the LeBron Jameses. So at least you're swagging around the home.
I don't think no one was prepared for the white tracksuit back then. It was just way ahead of its time until DJ Khaled brought it back into pop.
Ew.
Now let's talk about the few weeks ahead, man. So you got your birthday coming up. You're promoting a bodybuilding show as well. Tell us a bit about the show that's coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're doing the IFBB or NZ IFBB show in Palmerston North, Nutrition Systems Tournament of Champions. It's our first time working with the NZ IFBB, through Nutrition Systems and our various brands. We have a lot of sponsored athletes and brand ambassadors that all compete. So we wanted to put together a show with the NZ IFBB that our athletes could compete in. And there's never been an IFBB affiliated show in Palmerston North. So, it's the industry's changed a little bit, and it's sort of exciting to be involved in bodybuilding, which was mine and your passion from the start. And, to work with that federation and also put on a really cool show for these athletes and create a cool environment. So I'm just trying to be involved and have a positive influence on bodybuilding in New Zealand and the athletes in general. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting, and we're looking forward to that. It's June the 9th in Palmerston North at the Region on Broadway, which is it's a big theatre where they hold productions and, ballet and theatre and theatrical type events. So it's a really, really nice venue. Sorry.
Nice. So what do? Do you just walk around in a suit and high five people?
Well, a part of the new association with the NZIFBB, I'll be on the judging panel. So I'll be working with the judges there, and then hopefully moving forward, be a part of that judging panel and that federation moving forward at a lot of the other events as well. So it's all new territory for me, but I'm lucky from the business perspective. Nutrition Systems, we have a strong hold. We've got a great foundation from a business perspective, and we've always supported and sponsored all the local bodybuilding events with all federations, all in the best interest of the athletes and bodybuilding. So to be a bit more hands-on and to be able to create an event that we've put some special touches on, as a competitor, just working on things that that I would like to have at a show. We've got a big screen on the stage so that when you turn to the rear to do your front, rear double biceps and lat spreads and those types of poses, you can actually see yourself on a big screen above you like they have at the Olympia and stuff. There's a lot of good catering options, food and refreshments, etc. for the competitors backstage. We just created a really nice environment back there. There's a ton of mirrors so everybody can see themselves. We've separated females and males. We've got a lot of backhand and stage support. So we just want to make the environment really comfortable for everybody. So, yeah, pretty cool.
Sounds pretty cool, man. I should have probably got ready for that show, knowing that you're a judge. You got mirrors and you got a camera showing the back shots as well.
Well, we got that, all of our Nutrition Systems The brands that we distribute have all been supportive and all come on board. So we have phenomenal prizes for all categories. So, the prizes that are up for grab and the support from the brands, it's really going to be a show that no one's really executed to that high standard or level in New Zealand yet. And then we just plan to continue to build on that and grow on that moving forward. So I had either Flex Lewis or Hide Tada Yamagishi coming out to guest pose. Because of other commitments, we couldn't make that happen, but it's something that we can plan ahead for next year. So we're looking to bring a show to Palmerston North that's, world class.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they Googled Palmerston North and went, where the fuck's that? Probably not this time, girlfriend.
I think they just Googled the temperature. It's like 3 degrees in the morning. It's pretty cold down here at the moment, bro. Our winters are pretty harsh, so maybe that wasn't so attractive.
Yeah, maybe bring on summer next year and they'll come down.
But, to that token, the NZIFBB and the people that we've been working with have been super supportive and have given a good template and some good direction. And like anything we do, we will execute and we will learn from this, and whatever we can do to be better for next year and moving forward, then we'll implement. So it's a learning process. Never did I ever think I'd be running my own bodybuilding show. But it is something that I'm passionate about, and it's great for, nutrition systems, all of our affiliated brands, the athletes, and the supporters are going to have a good show too. So it's pretty cool.
All right, get out there and support Shano so the show doesn't go belly up and he comes back next year big and better.
Yeah, so they don't lose too much money so we can do it again next year. But, yeah, we'll see how we go.
So what's the word, man? Everyone in the gym change room lockers are talking about Shayna's comp this year. And I'm not talking about the competition we just touched on. I'm talking about you competing. Is there any truth in that?
Yes, I am definitely competing this year. So
now I've got you recorded. You can't back out.
No, I've committed to the diet. So if any of you know or don't know, Juro at DJ Big Wig has been my prep coach from day one. I believe in his knowledge and what he does to make me get in the best shape possible. So we're partnered up again. He's written me about 7 diets.
I only prep coach when things are going well. when they're not, it's like, you don't mention it.
Things only go well, bro, when we work together. So, we've always had good times and fun doing it. Last year I started at 96 kilos and went on stage 78. So, we got 18 kilos off me and I still went on stage and won my pro card. And, like I like to tell people, I basically went from, a couch potato, in 16 weeks, what my diet was like. I was eating pizza and donuts and KFC and Macca's. I love my junk food. Committing to the show and with 16 weeks losing 18 kgs and getting down around 4% body fat. So I've stayed leaner this off season. I've trained with intent. I'm at about 88 kgs now, so I'm 6 to 8 kilos lighter than where we started last year, and I'm definitely a lot leaner and in better shape. So I'm confident that I'm going to bring an improved version of myself to the stage in the next few months.
I can't wait for those volatile moments of stress and lack of confidence and moments of suicidal thoughts, man. I'm looking forward to that. So
that must be your other athletes, because I don't recall any of that. And in the early, yes, definitely. But I like to think last year through the whole prep from start to finish, from my perspective, the prep was easy. We set a plan. You set a plan for me. We followed that plan week by week. The adjustments and the goals that we needed to achieve each week, we met those. So, a big part of me competing now is for me to be accountable to something and a personal challenge. Turning 40 is a big part of it. I always said when I'm 40 years old, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. So today I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm progressing towards that. So, by the time I hit the stage, it'll be the best, the healthiest, fittest, most Grisbiest shredded version of myself. I have no doubt of that. So that's a big part of why I'm doing it as well. But I like to think I cruised through last year's prep, bro. Like the food, the quantities, the regularity, the supplements you had me on, it was easy. And to be honest, life outside of prepping has been tougher. You know what I mean? By not training as regular or with intent, not doing the double sessions, not doing the extra cardios, and being a bit relaxed in the diet, everything else seems to be a bit harder. So my wife was like, slapped me around the ears, and she goes, man, you need to challenge yourself. You know, you need something to focus on because you're a little bitch at the moment. Every time when it comes to do and around your birthday, you go soft. So let's set some goals for the end of the year. So, you know, this last week we sat down and said, these are the comps that we can try and, you know, hit, working around. You know, obviously I've got to go to the Olympia in September and other work commitments and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm locked in, bro.
What's the magic date? When is it?
I can't confirm that yet. But there's 2 shows that I'm working on. One's 25th of August and one's 8th of September. So, you know, conflicting federations. So I can't talk too much about that, but I just know that whatever path I choose, I'll be ready for both of those dates.
And when Shanna says he cruised into the show, it was like, yeah, 10 weeks out, 8 weeks out, and then by 2 and 3 weeks out, I've got one week to go. I can't wait till it's over.
I don't recall that, bro. I think I was quietly. I was quietly or overcome. But I do. You are the set of eyes that I need, and I do remember vividly sending you photos and saying that I look fat and I'm not in shape, and you know I'm not quite where I want to be. And you were laughing at me saying, are you serious? Like, have a look at yourself, man. You're on the money, bro. And now when I look at those photos, I was like, holy shit, probably like about 4%, you know, and still nice and full. I had good sizes, about 82, 83 kgs. And it's funny, you know, you need someone that you can trust and a good set of eyes to tell you exactly where you are. And that's why I've always just worked with you and trusted you 100%. And anyone that is competing or that I'm close with, I've referred to you as well. And, you know, look at some of the boys that you've been prepping, you know, for this Palmerston North show. They look unbelievable. Mr. Flawless, Joe Bro, 15 kgs he's down, and he looks better now with still a week and a half to go than what I thought would be possible to reach for the stage. You know, so you've guided him all the way, bro. He's done the work, but, you know, it's phenomenal.
The guys have done really well, and that's the thing. A lot of people coming in, you know, the first conversation is, so what secrets have you got up your sleeve? There are no secrets. If you're expecting some secrets to come your way, you know, you're probably not in the right game. You should be playing chess or checkers or something where there are secrets of playing.
Tiddlywinks.
You got to work your ass off, diet hard and train hard and cardio hard. There's no other secret. There's no other way about it. So yeah, the guys have done really well. So thanks for referring 2 or 3 guys that you tell everyone about. That's really appreciated, man.
Yeah, Sully Chef, Tyson. You know, off season or post comp, we both competed last year. You know, 2-3 times a week would be at Cafe Cuba. You know, having a big feed and then having some carrot cake, and you know, so we put on a few excess kilos there. So, you know, I caught up with him on the weekend and went through some posing, and he's in better shape now than he was a week out before his show last year. So, I think he's about 15 kilos down as well. You know, shoulders looking bigger, back's nice and wide, and then also Jason, who a year ago looked like he didn't even train, and now look at him, he's just a freak of nature. Like I've personally, I've never seen someone with a back as good as that in real life. So, your formulas, your direction, your structure, and them doing the work has been good to see, and it's been motivating and uplifting for them, but everybody around them. The influence it has locally is awesome. So when you can see people, you know, get great results and motivate and inspire other people to be healthier versions of themselves, then we're all winning, bro. It's awesome.
When you talk locally, that place you guys for a cheap meal, what was it called? Cuban Kitchen?
Cafe Cuba.
Cafe Cuba. They must be struggling at the moment. There's no one cheating in the last few weeks.
Bro, we were going there that often and having the avocado smash, you know, with extra bacon and then a side of carrot. They've changed the menu, bro. We'll go in there, sit that. Oh no, these guys are gone now. We need to change it up. We need to change it up. So last time I went there, they didn't even have the Suli Chef special on the menu. So yeah, times must be tough down there.
Yeah, better get in there, man. To have some cheap meals.
Yeah.
Before we get into the next bit of the podcast, we'll just quickly touch on the previous episodes. But what we have prepared is recording of Shane with Chris Ems from School of Struggle podcast. Now, what we've done is we got a huge marketing company on board and said, hey, we want to interview Shane and NZ Boss and, get the listeners to get to know who he is. And they gave us a really good idea. They said, why don't you use a previous recording? And we thought, that's brilliant. So what we've done is we've used the School of Struggle from Chris Ems, edited it down to about, 25, 27 minutes of the best of the worst and the best of the best from that interview. That's coming up. But if you missed our early episodes, we had Callum Van Morga, episode 1. Everyone knows who Callum is. He's injured at the moment. Shane keeps in touch with him. What's the latest on him?
Oh, bro, he's shredded up, eh? Like, I think he's embraced the fact that he's injured and he has to rehab and recover well. But he's kept his body in good condition. So it's a smaller version of Callum, but he's nice and lean. So he looks shredded at the moment. But he's on the road to recovery. Obviously, he wants to get back to, the bigger version, or I call it the Arnold version of Callum, because that was the biggest and strongest and best conditioning I'd seen him when he came out in New Zealand just before he went back to LA to shoot that role as a younger version of Arnold. So he's in good spirits now, and he's on the road to recovery. So hopefully we can get him back on here soon, in upcoming weeks. Talk about that.
That'd be awesome, man. Joe Parker, the big fight in Cardiff, Wales against Josh, I forget his name, but
Anthony Joshua,
that's right.
Yeah.
Have you been in touch with Joe lately?
Yeah. So Joe's been on a little bit of a break. He's got another fight scheduled. So he's just into his training and starting to prep to get ready for another fight. So it was good. He obviously learned a lot of lessons out of that fight. It was the biggest stage that he'd ever performed on. I think they had, 70,000 odd people, and it was a world, heavyweight title fight. So he's in good spirits, man. He's coming back bigger and stronger. He's been doing the work daily to be a better version of himself. So look forward to seeing the bro get back in the ring soon, representing.
Nice. And then we had Katrina last 2 episodes. She's back with the team, ready to take on the NZ side as captain after the last Commonwealth Games. What's the latest on her? Yeah,
so we had Katrina Grant, as you said, twice because we recorded the whole episode and Juro fucked it up. And so we had to re-record it. She's captain of the Silver Ferns, looking into getting into that towards the end of the season. At the moment, she's with the Central Pulse, which is a regional team. They haven't lost a game. She's just been dominating on the court. And she's also the face of Grisby Fitness, which is a new nutrition workout and supplement app that I'm working on. She's a female face of that. So we've been working together on that, which is pretty cool. A couple of weeks ago, she had to film 200 exercises for the content for the app. And this is the first time this production crew and even myself have seen a professional athlete at that level. She did it all in 4 hours. So they had 3 days scheduled for that recording based on anyone else that they've ever worked with in the past. But because she trains 4 to 6 hours a day, she knows all the exercises, she lives and breathes them, she just smashed them out. And these people were blown away. They've just never seen an athlete of that caliber. So it was pretty cool to see. And obviously, oh man, her physique, I don't know what shit's at, probably 4 or 5% all year round. It was pretty phenomenal. That's exciting. We're looking forward to that.
I'm glad she still talks to you after the last episode got screwed over when we had to double record it. So thanks for talking to Shayna after that.
She's family. Her and Joel, we're really close with, obviously. So, they know shit happens. It was a good laugh, and we came in a little bit better prepared for the second one. So it was good fun.
It was good. And the other 2 episodes were Forrest Griffin, UFC former fighter, and last week was Jay Cutler. That's a good episode we had, and good to hear the big fella's doing well, and he's got a whole heap of new adventures going on outside of the world of bodybuilding. So that was a really good episode.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Much love to Jay, bro. Like we mentioned in the podcast, we all go back 15 odd plus years. So for him to recognize our friendship and acknowledge that and want to be a part of our podcast, and always giving back to bodybuilding and people that have been good to him, it was cool. It was a cool experience. And, you know, he is, as we spoke about in the podcast, one of the true entrepreneurs in the bodybuilding world. You know, he set the standards for today's social media, high-profile athletes and bodybuilders and stuff. So, legend, true legend.
For real, man. So there are previous episodes. So we've got our own app now. We're on YouTube and on iTunes and in Shane's little purse as well, if you have access to that.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, the magic words are NZ Boss Hour of Power podcast, and you can download all those episodes on those, what's the word I'm after here?
Platforms.
IT expert. Sorry, what was it?
Various platforms.
Fuck, various platforms. I like it.
Pew.
Various platforms. There you go. All right, we're going to get into this interview with Shano about where he came from, what he did, his adventures, and so on and so on. So enjoy that, and happy birthday, you old fart. Happy 40th, man.
Thanks, bro. Just send me some Just for Men hair dye, bro, for my goatee and my beard that I'm trying to grow at the moment. That's all I'm after.
Got it, man. So dark hair dye and beard dye and some Rogaine. Make sure you put it in all parts to grow hair. Pew, pew.
Yeah, thanks, my man.
All right, laters. Thanks.
Later,
listeners.
bro.
Bye.
The Hour of Power.
We can rewind a little bit more. So I was brought up by a single mum, as I said, didn't have much to do with my father. Probably, Christmas and birthday were the 2 times a year I saw my father, and most of the times on the birthday he wouldn't show up, so it was predominantly just Christmas. I'm proud to be part Māori. I was brought up by a single mother, a strong, independent Māori woman, and a lot of the principles and discipline that she brought us up around were around mana and being proud of who you are, you know what I mean? It's a lot of things that she taught us from a very young age, from treating people how you would like to be treated, having self-respect, keeping your head held high, being all that you can be. These are things that she drummed into us on everything she did. She was proud of us no matter whatever the result was, as long as we tried our absolute best in everything that we did. And she worked from 4:35 a.m. every morning until sort of 7, 8 p.m. sometimes, working multiple jobs just to, put a roof over our head and food on the table, So, those disciplines were drummed into me from a very, very young age. Yeah, all you have is your self-respect and your pride, and how you present yourself is how other people perceive you. Simple things like my grandmother and my mother. My grandmother lived with us in the last year of her life, and she was one of those. You can tell a person by their shoes. Probably the reason why I have over 100 pair of sneakers now. My ultimate passion was to be a professional sportsman in some field, always pushing the odds. So that's what I ended up having an opportunity to go over to Australia and try it out for some rugby league teams over in the Parramatta Field region and with the Panthers and stuff, some lower grade stuff. So that was a big part of getting me where I am here today. I was young and naive and made mistakes, and I had a ton of injuries. I'm not going to be on any benefit and be a dropout. I'm going to make something to my life. So from that day onwards was a huge part of me, just making sure I respected the time and energy that Mum put into us and the discipline to be all that I could be. Yeah. So I did a personal trainer's course and stuff, and started working part time at New Dimensions Gym there, and actually I was full time straight out the back at New Dimensions in Mount Druitt. That's where I met Duro, who's the Director of Operations for Nutrition Systems. So everyone said, hey, you should do a bodybuilding show, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I'd love to do one. My rugby league career is not going to happen. I went to a local, I think New South Wales title show, and Juro was in the overalls. I think he won the Opens and he was in the overalls. And I've never ever seen anybody so shredded in my life. He was like 3% body fat, shredded, bro. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen it. I was just in awe of him. I never seen six pack like it. And I was like, shit. You know, Juro, back in those days, bro, trained by himself, trained really, really hard, never talked to anyone. Oh, bro, I probably knew him for 4 or 5 years and never said a word to him. I hung around to the end of the show. I said, hey, bro, and I've seen you at the gym every day, man. Congratulations, you look unbelievable. It was like, I was like, I want to do a comp. Can you make me look like that? And then, so, long story short, he said, yep, see you in the gym at 4:30 tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. I was like, 4:30 a.m. He goes, do you want to get shredded or not? If you're keen, see you at 4:30. So I get to the gym 4:30 a.m. And I'd never done any cardio on a treadmill before. You know, I was fit. I played tons of sports. We did an hour and 15 minutes on a treadmill on the steepest incline on speed 7.2. So I was like 98 kgs at that stage. I was big, man. You know, like I just competed after 80 kilos. I probably sit around 85, 86 all year round. You know what I mean? Or around 90. I was like 98, 99 kg. I looked at him like, you couldn't fuck with him, bro. He couldn't get off treadmill. So I had shin splints, I had all blood, I had blisters all over the back of my feet, had blood all through my thing. We got off, we finished, and he goes, alright, see you here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll lift weights. And I was like, alright. So I went back to lift weights, he smashed the shit out of me, and then, you know, that just continued. He ended up prepping me for my first show, which was the INBA New South Wales, which I competed at 72 kilos, so I lost 26 kgs in that prep. And he's the first person that ever made me believe in myself. So I grew up being, you know, the best rugby player, the best punch player, best basketball player, indoor net, you name it. I was always the best at every sport, but I was always a captain and stuff, or I was always, you know, in the group of elite athletes. Like my other best mates were all up there too. But I never actually had confidence or had self-belief. I don't know why. I just think it's maybe I never had a father figure. Yeah, a lot of people saw it in me, like all of my coaches and my teachers and stuff all saw it in me and encouraged it, but I never had it myself, you know, I never sort of really just grabbed a hold of it. He was the first person that made me, you know, believe in myself, and that was the start of me actually believing in myself as a person and being proud of who I am. It's hard growing up in New Zealand, being part Māori and having fair skin. You know, like I had a lot of insecurities, I suppose. And Juro was the first one who made me really be proud of who I am as a person, and actually believe in myself. And since that, I'll just me, man. Like you know, and that's what comes first to me is my wife and my kids. You know, people follow me on Instagram. I put it out how it is. You know what I mean? Like that's what I work hard for. That's what I love. Like my wife is me. 23 years coming up, man. She's been through everything with me. She's you know, you're only as good as the people around you, and she's the one that's helped me achieve every single goal, whether it's through sports or bodybuilding or in business or so yeah, both Juro and Odette have been. Yeah, and I've been with, like, you know, I want my wife, I want people to know I'm proud of my wife and I love her and she's my queen. Like, I want her to walk around with her here held high, being proud being Odette Hunter, you know what I mean? Yeah, so Juro prepped me for my first show. We became, you know, best friends, like brothers, or, you know, I would often said to him he's a father that I never had growing up. And at that time, Juro had a website. Juro owned Body Beyond. I think he set up the first e-commerce website in the supplement industry in Australia. Like, he set a website up in the late 90s, or it might have been early 2000s. I think it was late 90s, to be honest, before anyone even had one. And Juro was good friends with Danny, on a nutrition system. So Juro had a website. He was working security. He was a big boss of security. He was the top dog at the casino there in Sydney, and he basically, you know, picked back some internet orders between shifts and this and that. So he sponsored me all my supplements for that first show, and he actually gave me no explode. So I didn't use that many supplements before the show. He gave me a tub of no explode, and I used it, and man, I was lifting 60 kg dumbbells. I had a massive pump. So I used this product, and it was unbelievable, and I was like, holy crap. So then I said to Juro, how much is this? He goes, oh, it was like about $90. Back in those days, Vitamin King and that was selling for about $90 a tub. And he was like, oh, it cost me $50, for example. I go, oh, yeah, okay. So I thought, if I buy 5 tubs for $50 and sell them for $60 each, you know, make $10 a tub, that means I get my tub for free. And that's how I started selling stuff.
Right.
So give me 6 tubs. I went to the gym, I sold all 6 tubs in about 20 minutes, and then that means I got mine for free, and I go, man, this is easy. I went back to the ATM machine, I had a credit card, had a $1,000 limit on, drew out $1,000, went back to Juro's house, knocked on the door. I go, give me $1,000 for no explode. I go, what? Yeah, give me $1,000 for however many times that worked. And I went and sold all those over the next couple of days. Long story short, in that first month, I sold about $30,000 of product out of the boot of my car. That's all that I bought through Juro. And then Juro's like, what are you doing with this stuff? Because I was playing representative parts and rugby league. I knew a lot of players that were in the NRL. They would all come to me. And so I was doing, like, back then I was doing training programs, meal plans, and supplements. I would say, you know, spend $150 or whatever on your tub, and I'll give you a meal plan and training program for free. Hey, bro, that started out through the car doing like 30 G's a month. I went to Juro and I said, bro, I want half your business. I go, I want to get in this game. I'm loving it. It's easy. Like I could make, you know, instead of charging $100 for an hour for a personal training session, I could make $100 in 10 minutes. And yeah, we blew up. We ended up opening about 3 or 4 stores and becoming, I think we were the 3rd biggest retailer in Australia that used to purchase off nutrition systems back in those days. Like when I started with Juro, I was selling, we were selling stuff all over the place. Our little shop down through it used to crack way back then. If I wasn't doing $5,000 a day turnover, man, I'd be like depressed, like what's going on? Like out of one shop there was like 10 square meters, So, and then Danny's like, where's all this stuff going? And Juro's like, I've got this guy on board called Shane, blah, blah, blah. He's unbelievable, he knows everyone. And Danny's like, oh, yeah. He goes, I gave him half of my business. And Danny's like, what? You gave him half your business? And at that time I was driving a forklift at P&O cold storage, I was driving a forklift, and he's like, what does he do, mate? Has he got any education or qualifications and blah, blah, blah? And he's like, no, he drives a forklift. For the first probably year or so that I met Danny and the hierarchy at ENS, I was known as a forklift driver. So anyway, ENS had the Filex Expo, might have been 2006, and Danny says to Juro, hey mate, do you guys want to put a booth at the expo and sell all our products? I'll do you a deal and I'll give you a good rate on the floor space or whatever, and just be exclusive. We were exclusive to nutrition systems anyway, and just selling stuff. Yeah, so me and Juro did that. The first day was really busy, and at the end of the day, man, I could sell the kitchen sink in those days, bro. Like, man, that's just what I love doing. So Danny comes over at the end of the day, like, hey, you guys were busy. How much did you do? And I go, I looked on the EPOS, and it was 19. And Juro and I both had bum bag cash in them, And he goes, 1,900, not bad. I go, nah, 19,000. So then straight away Danny goes, oh man, because he goes, man, I've never seen anyone like you. Unbelievable. I want to take you to dinner, right? So me and Juro and Odette and Doreen, we go for dinner. Odette and I got there early, so Danny said, come up to my room. He had like a penthouse suite at the casino. Yep. And we got there early, and he was like, mate, I don't know what it is. I've got good intuition, I've got gut feeling about you. He goes, I'm going to do something with you. He goes, would you like to be a millionaire? I was like, pardon? He's like, would you like to be a millionaire? I was like, oh, yep. Here's this little moldy boy who's been chipping away the last couple of years, not really knowing that there's something better for him. I'm at this penthouse apartment looking over Darwin Harbour, a guy that I idolise and has heard so much and was so successful is telling me he's going to make me a millionaire. I was like, oh, I just couldn't believe it, you know?
Yeah, of
course. He
course.
goes, mate, I don't know why. I'm going to find a way to do something with you. I'm going to find a way to do something with you. So, long story short, we finished it. I'll tell you this part first. So, we were that busy. It was just me and Juro and Odette, my wife, and Doreen, Juro's wife. And we all just get smashed, right? So my mother-in-law, Odette's mum, was here living with us at that time, helping with the kids. So I said to her, do you know how to work an FBOS machine? And she goes, yeah. And I go, oh, would you be able to just come to the show? And she was in her mid-50s at the time.
Yeah.
And I just said, and just swipe the card all day because we can't keep up. And she was like, yeah, I can do that. So I got her a uniform, kitted her all out. She was all excited. We're about to leave to go to the show in the morning, and she had this big bag. And I'm like, what's that? What's in that big bag? She's like, my knitting. What are you doing with that? He goes, oh, come on, Shane. I've been to these trade shows before. They're boring. When there's nothing to do, I'll just do my knitting. That's for my daughters because they're babies, right? Yeah. And she taught me a really valuable lesson that weekend too. There was a couple of people sort of mid-50s plus, maybe 60 plus that were, I'd say were old, that would sort of hang around the booth and this and that, and I would sort of, not say I wouldn't give them the time of day, just didn't think they would be customers. So she's talking to this guy, and I'm like, Heather, I need you to put these through. She goes, I'm busy serving a customer, sorry. And I was like, but he bought 6 cups of protein, it was the Inner Armour Whey Stick, and 6 bottles of the testosterone, the Tribute Test Booster. So the guy ended up spending, buying big, and then he goes, see, everybody's into these supplements. It's not just you young guys, it's people of, men and women of all ages, and,
Shit.
I never, and, from that day I was like, man, everybody's a customer. So a whole year went by, and me and Joe just kept doing our thing, running Body Beyond and competing and growing. We were growing, and we went to the same show that following year. Heather, my mother-in-law, worked for us again, and she basically said to Danny, so she lives in New Zealand, she moved back to New Zealand for a couple of months. She's like, there's nothing in New Zealand. She's the one who said to Danny, you need to set this up in New Zealand, you and Shane need to work out a deal. Right? And then, so then Danny goes, what do you reckon about New Zealand, mate? Fuck, your mother-in-law bought that, that's a good idea. I go, oh no, but I love Australia, so there's nothing back in New Zealand, blah, blah, blah. He goes, you should think about it. So Odette and I ended up coming home that Christmas, and I didn't bring any supplements because I just assumed that they would be here.
Yeah.
So we couldn't find any. We went everywhere, couldn't find any. There was a couple of health food stores that had a little bit, and that's when I was like, oh fuck, man, if we come back here and set this up properly, it was sort of like coming from the future, coming from the show. I was like, if we get in here and do it big now, then we'll crack it. So went back, said to Danny, I'm keen. Oh man, there's so much shit to say, but so he goes, oh, you keen? I was like, yeah, let's work out a deal or whatever. So we finished the meeting, and then and in the meeting, Danny goes, yep, done. He goes, put his hand out, shook hands. He goes, done deal, mate, done. I could see, like, at the time, Ken and AB, like, these guys that work there all looking like, what? And I go, so what do you reckon? And he's like, mate, you killed it, mate. You killed it. Yeah, I went back to Sydney, put my house on the market, and that sold in 2 weeks. And we had a 5-day settlement. So, then Odette and I and the kids had no house, nowhere to live,
Wow.
So we just had to get back to New Zealand and make it happen. We started off literally with 1 pallet. My first order was 1 pallet. We leased the warehouse, got pallet racking and stuff. The warehouse could hold 55 pallets, and we had 1 pallet. I started with, we had over 1,000 pallets now. We're so much stock. We've built our own warehouse.
Yeah.
We're the largest distributor in New Zealand. We have, a minimum 70% market share. So that all started with, 1 pallet of stock and just a dream. My ultimate goal was to come back here and grow this industry and have, billboards with my brand and work with the All Blacks and these types of things. And, now we supply all the Super 15 teams. We sponsor Joseph Parker, the Silver Ferns, the New Zealand 7 men's and female team, High Performance Sport New Zealand. We work with these guys on a daily basis now. So we sold our house. We came back came back with money because we bought a house at a young age at night. Obviously, we've invested into the business and set up costs, etc. But nobody knew who our brands were. You know what I mean? Like I said to you last week, like you never had email on your phone then. You know, there were none of these smartphones and stuff. But if you wanted to do business with people, you had to go and have face-to-face meetings.
Correct.
So we've been back a couple of months and no one knew who the brand was. We were struggling. We weren't getting any sales. I don't know how much you like. I was a couple of hundred grand in the hole. I was laying on the lounge all day Saturday and all day Sunday on the floor. I couldn't move. I was basically depressed. And I was like, man, the only way that I'm going to get out of this is if I just fucking make it happen. I said, the only way we're going to get out of this is I sell some product, man. So I left our house at midnight. It was a 6.5 hour drive to Auckland. I left at midnight. I drove to Auckland. At like 8 o'clock, I was knocking on doors. I got the yellow pages. I took every single gym, every single health vitamin store, every supplement shop, every website, anything that existed in that time. Out of a list of hundreds, I literally mapped it out and went and knocked on every door and had a meeting with them and you know, pitched my products and my brands and what I thought the supplement industry in New Zealand was going to evolve to.
Yeah.
And I did that from 8 a.m. all day until about 8 or 9 p.m. at night. A lot of the gyms were still open and stuff. I was at, you know, knocking on doors at gyms and introducing myself and taking samples and mixing up product, blah, blah, blah. And then I drove home and I got back to our house at like about 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. And I sold, as a result of that one trip, I might have sold $30,000-$40,000 worth of product. And that's what got the ball going for us. That was the first amount of good sales that we had, and that just started the ball rolling. You know, once people sort of knew there was a pre-workout, Super Pump was huge for us. But at the start, the Gaspari brand, pretty much every retailer, every gym, every website in New Zealand in those early years, 90% of their turnover was Gaspari. You know,
yeah.
Super Pump, Novadex, the original Saison, the original Myofusion. Yeah, and that's what. So yeah, I had to drive all through the night, get up there, do a whole day of door knocking, come back, got some sales, and then that was me. I just did that. I just repeated that over the whole country. I drove everywhere, whatever it took, man. Like that was me. I was prepared to just do whatever it took to be successful, you know. And I drove back, and I did that every month for the first 3 years. You know, 6-hour turnaround. You know, those were the relationships and networks I built with people, and I had those all over the country, you know. And so it was just myself and my mother-in-law, and I would be out there selling all the product, and she'd be punching the orders into the system, and then me and her would pick and pack the orders. You know, I had to do everything, the whole business from the ground up. 40-foot containers, 20-foot. Our first container from America was a 20-foot container. Like me and my wife and my sisters would unload it all by hand, by ourselves. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Some days I'd be here at 3 o'clock in the morning unloading a container, and I had one little warehouse, bro. I had so much product. You know, this was like a couple of years down, you know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years into it. It was all stacked up to the ceiling, bro. You could not even walk anywhere because, yeah, but man, we had stuff stacked in the smoko room, like everywhere. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, you know, with the growing pains we had, like we couldn't afford to go into anything bigger.
Yeah.
We just had to like utilize our space, every single centimeter of space. You know, like you literally had a little path where a single body could just fit around. You know, Grisby is a combination of, you know, like when people diet down for a show, whatever, they get shredded or peeled, yeah, ripped. You know, crispy is a word of combination of being crispy, but crispy, but with, you know, bringing out your inner gangster. You bringing your swag out. You're bringing your personality out. You're bringing it all out. Bringing your inner gangster out, and just putting good, positive vibes out there. And you gotta have the rig to back it up too. So yeah, my mate, he's Samoan, and you know, anything that's a C is a G. So if you're crispy, you're Grisby. Those type of things. So I spent a lot of time with him, training and imprint. So that sort of just seems to work. Grisby. And we say that you can't you can't be self-proclaimed frisbee. You know, you need to be gifted the term of frisbee from somebody else. You can't claim it. Like it's not for everyone. You know what I mean? Or someone has been knighted as being Grisby, you know, they can pass it on, but you can't just claim your Grisby. The reason I committed to do the show was to teach my kids, you know, believe to achieve, and if you set your mind to something and you do everything that you can do in that time frame, then you can achieve your goals. So that's why I did it. I did it to show them, hey, to be a bodybuilder, you know, for this sport, to get on stage, you have to diet for 16 weeks. You have to do cardio twice a day. You know, you have to do 2 hours of weights a day.
Yep.
You have to eat these certain foods. So the whole point of me competing again was nothing to do with me, you know, wanting to be a pro or win titles or be a bodybuilder. It was just to teach my kids, you know, about discipline and commitment and belief. And part of the word Grisby evolving from that was like, I was like, man, I'm sick of everyone that competes whinging and moaning, they're grumpy and they're tired, they struggle. I'm like, man, like, be positive. Like, I'm eating 7 meals a day, you know what I mean? I'm in the best shape I've ever been, you know? Like,
exactly.
I'm 10, I'm under 8. I'm looking good, I'm feeling good. Like, be positive. So that's where how some of the word evolved too. Like, now I'm sick of hearing all these people saying they're struggling and it's hard and it's tough. Like, it's all a mindset. If you do it all with positive intention and everything's positive, and you, I couldn't wait to get up in the gym every morning, and every morning I couldn't wait to get up and see how I look, see the progression, go and smash the workout. Yeah, and you know, one thing a person taught me with business, if there's anything that I have that, you know, a hard situation to deal with or whatever, I get in. First thing I do is I knock out all the bullshit. I have 3-4 things a day that's bullshit. Boom, that's out of the way, and then the whole rest of the day is positive. Current day, the game's changed. The game's changed a lot, eh? You know, like I treat my body like a Maserati, bro. If I want to look like a Maserati and perform like a Maserati, I got to put the best fuel into my body. Everyone agrees with me on everything, bro. I'm that type of person. I will find a way to make them agree. I could adapt in any environment. Like, I can wear singlet and shorts and have tattoos on and that, and you know, I've got friends that, you know, I've got friends that have been gang members, etc., and I can put on a suit, a shirt and tie, and I can present to an executive board of a $1 billion plus company in a shirt and tie. You know, like, I can adapt. I'm loving the relationships with professional athletes. That's a passion of mine, working with those, and you know, we've done a lot of stuff. I've actually done some stuff with some of the schools and you know, teenagers just doing some talks and stuff on my journey and just being a good positive role model. So for me, I just love being a positive role model, and you know, purpose job for me is working with the elite athletes and elite teams. I might be at the New Zealand Sevens training, and we might be presenting some products. You know, I'll make sure I make the most of that opportunity. If I really want to go and talk to Sonny Bill Williams and meet with him, or if I think I've got some advice or a product that will be good for him, I'll have the courage to go and have that conversation. Say, hey, bro, I reckon this would be really good for you because of this, and this. Don't miss opportunities. I've missed heaps of opportunities where, and I've learned from those mistakes. You know, Farmer Freak is one of our biggest brands that we distribute in New Zealand. The Rip Freak's been the #1 selling fat burner, kills it, and I met those guys in a swimming pool in Las Vegas. They go, hey, you're a Kiwi? I was like, yeah, I'm sat with blah, blah, blah. What do you do? I'm the super nutritionist. Oh, we've heard of you. I was like, oh, man, I've heard of you guys too. I actually love your product, blah, blah. Here's my card, man. Like, send me an email, let's do some business. You know, long story short, from that one meeting and me being proactive and giving my card and getting their card and be replaced straight away. And, you know, we've got 6 years of business history now. You know, millions of dollars. Never miss an opportunity. Yeah, I'm just about, if there's anything that I can put some good positive vibes out there and inspire or motivate people, you know, I'm a big believer in karma. You know, what you put out is what you get back in return. Hopefully someone or some people have got some value out of this or been inspired or taken something. So, yeah, happy to be involved and help out any way I can.